Online School of English by Alex Rubinoff.
Hey guys, welcome to our final grammar workshop. I'm very glad to see you, and today we're going to revise everything that we have studied during this course. Are you glad? I'm very glad. Well, first of all, let's start with the two basic situations that we might have. We may talk about actions and we may talk about description. So action, we use all the action verbs to sleep, to help, to run, to jump, to study, to read, to write, anything. Actually, any action verb works here. And we have description. When we use the verb to be, it is always a description because we describe who we are, we describe where we are, we describe what is what, and so on and so forth. And we use the verb to be. And then it is description. So if I say I study every day, it is an action. She is with me, it is description. She is where? She is with me. She is with me. We use the verb to be, that's why it is a description. Let's take a look at some other sentences. Jack hires a lot of employees and he is a CEO of our company. So what is what? What is an action and what is a description? Yeah, Jack hires, that's an action because he does what? He hires a lot of employees. And he is a CEO of our company, which is weird because usually the HR does that job. But anyway, he is a CEO of our company. This is a description because we use the verb to be. He is a CEO. Why on earth is that important? That is important because we use it in negatives and questions a lot. We need this logic for that. So he doesn't hire a lot of employees. He doesn't. Он не делает это действие. He doesn't do that. He doesn't hire a lot of employees. Does he hire a lot of employees? And for a negative with description, he isn't a CEO of our company. Is he a CEO of our company? Could you remind me, please? I probably forgot. All right. So as you can see, it is important for us to understand what is what. Action or description. And it works, well, almost in every tense. Right, so let's take a look at the sentences in past simple. Jack hired Jane last winter and he was impressed by her then during that job interview. So he hired Jane, that's an action, because in the negatives we'll say he didn't do it. Did he do it? Did he hire her? And for a description, he wasn't impressed. Was he impressed? Yeah, for a question we use the verb to be here, right? And future, she will work with me next week. She will be my assistant. Here we use will and it does all the work for us. And we add will to the action verb and also to the verb to be if it is needed. But in any case, we'll have a verb there, right? So as you can see, describing and calling some action, it is kind of important for us to understand what is the nature of a sentence that we're making. Now, let's talk about all the tenses that we have studied, luckily. So we have the simple tenses, right? The simple tenses may include action and description. Like, she is a doctor, she works at the hospital. Action and description. Continuous, she is working now. They are working now. It is always only a description. Они являются работающими. They are working. This is exactly what we are saying, actually. Perfect. Perfect may include action and description because I can say, I have been to Spain, or I have gone to Spain. Yeah, I can use the verb to be as well there. So if there is a verb to be, then it is definitely a description. Present perfect continuous, I have been doing something. In this case, it is definitely only a description because we always use the verb to be in there. So let's take a look. First of all, with future, will, I will do it, will you do it, or will we be happy? I hope so. In present simple, we do that every day. He does that every day. Does he do that every day? Are we happy? I hope we are. And in the past simple, he was happy, we were happy, he worked with us, he helped us, did he help us? Here we can see that we use description and we use action depending on what we want to say.
He made a different call. He made a different call. He made a different call.
Continuous. We will be doing that. At this time tomorrow, we will be doing that. Will we be doing that? Only a description. I am doing that. I am explaining the tenses right now. Are we studying English? Are we studying Japanese? Not really. So, past continuous, process in the past, like I was in the process of doing something. I was reading a book, or we were talking about that all evening yesterday, right? Perfect. Perfect may be used in action, and also it can be used in description. We will have been to Spain. We will have traveled to Spain by the end of the year. Or present perfect, we have already gone to Spain. She has already gone to Spain. She has already been to Spain. And past perfect, the reason in the past for another action in the past. She had a headache yesterday because she had watched 5 movies in a row, probably something like that. So a reason of another, let's say, result here, a cause of something else. And also we have perfect continuous. Perfect continuous is always about description because we always use the verb to be. Let's see. We will have been reading this book for 2 weeks by the end of this month. Or we will have been studying for 5 days when we have to pass our exam, like that. By the moment when the exam starts. So period of time by now, yeah. Still, we are still in the process, but anyways, we have been talking about it for 5 minutes, or we haven't been talking about it for 5 minutes. Мы не были проговаривающими это. We haven't been talking. So yeah, perfect, and also the description. Не были какими разговаривающими об этом. We haven't been talking about it. Let's put it in past, in the past perfect continuous. We had been talking about it for the whole day, and after that, he forgot about it. So how could he actually forget about it? But yeah, we had been talking about it for the whole day, and after that, he forgot about it. Or another one. Let's use another example. She had a headache yesterday because she had been watching movies for 5 hours in a row. All right? Okay? So here we can see that we have the ideas of the tenses, and also we use the logic of action and description inside of that. All right? So So simple tenses, all the simple tenses are about a simple fact, like simply tomorrow, simply every day, simply yesterday, simply 10 years ago, something like that, yeah? Just as a fact, yeah? Action is a fact. Continuous, process of doing something. Perfect, that's a result. It's always a result by some moment. By now, by the moment in future, by the moment in the past. Perfect continuous is always about the period of time. Exactly the period of time. We might not mention it, but it is important to understand that we always mean it. We always mean the period of time. Something like that. Let's practice it a little bit. The first phrase, as you can see, to improve it. Let's use it in every tense. Try to say these sentences aloud. You'll have 12 sentences with these verbs. Try to do that, okay? Are you ready? Have you said these sentences? If yes, then we can check. I will improve it. I improve it every day. I improved it yesterday. Future continuous. I will be improving that at this time tomorrow. I am improving that now. I was improving that all day yesterday. Perfect. I will have improved that by the end of the week. I have already improved it. I had improved it, and that's why my boss was very grateful to me for that. Something like that. A reason for something else in the past. And perfect continuous. I will have been improving that for 2 months by the moment when my boss finally notices that. Something like that. A period of time, by now. I have been improving that for the last 2 weeks in the past. A reason of something else, but with a period of time. I had been improving that for a year, and after that, my boss really appreciated it. So that's why my boss thanked me for that, right? Gorgeous. If your sentences were a bit different, it's okay, absolutely okay. The most important thing is to use the structure and use the idea, the same idea, mention when, with the time markers. The next one is going to be a description, to be extraordinary. So let's try to use it in every tense, but since it is already a description, it will be impossible for us to use it in continuous tenses and perfect continuous tenses because we can't use it there at all. So yeah, the 3 simple tenses and the 3 perfect tenses. We can use this phrase. All right? Please say that aloud. All right. Are you ready? Then let's check. All right. She will be extraordinary. She is extraordinary. She was extraordinary. She will have been extraordinary. She has been extraordinary. She had been extraordinary, and that's why we loved her for that. Something like that. All right. So it is only possible to use a description phrase in simple tenses and in perfect tenses. That's it. In continuous and perfect continuous, it is impossible. All right. The next one will be to travel. Please use this verb in every tense. Are you ready? Okay, let's check. All right. So we will travel next year. We travel every year. We traveled last year. Future continuous. We will be traveling all summer next year. We are traveling now. We were traveling at this time last month or last week. Future perfect. We will have traveled there by the end of the year. We have already traveled there. We had traveled there. That's why I recommended her to go there. Perfect continuous. We will have been traveling for 2 weeks by the moment when we meet her. We have been traveling for the last 2 weeks, and we had been traveling for 2 weeks, and after that we finally met her. All right, very good. Let's use another phrase. To be busy. As you see, it is also a description, so continuous and perfect continuous are not possible. So only simple and perfect tenses may be used here. All right, let's try. Okay, now let's check. So she will be busy. She is busy. She was busy. Future perfect. She will have been busy. She has been busy.